My name is Patty Moliterno and I live in Canfield, Ohio. I have 5 children and they range in age from 32 to 15. I started homeschooling 27 years ago and it has been a journey. My kids love Myrtle Beach, and in fact my 15-year-old who is autistic, this is a beach vacation is one of his favorite places. He loves running in the waves and just listening to the waves. It really is a calming experience for him, and playing in the sand, it just, the sensory, is just really good for him. The sights, sounds, smells. I think back to the early years and the years that we traveled a lot less and how difficult it was, and there weren't services at that point. And you don't get to a place where your child can sit through a musical show just overnight. It took a lot of years of traveling and having unsuccessful experiences, but we just kept doing it. The statistics is 80% of families with children on the spectrum do not travel, and one of my missions has been to offer joy and hope to moms and to families with children on the spectrum that it can be done, and it can be done successfully. A lot of it is trial and error, but Myrtle Beach does have, it's called Champion Autism Network. Their CAN program has restaurants and attractions that with the CAN card, you can go to the head of the line. They recognize that families with autism and children on the spectrum have more difficulties, and they're there to offer you support. And we have a wonderful story from our experience last year at Johnny D's restaurant. We had just pulled into town, and it was probably 10:30 in the morning. Our son had not eaten breakfast yet. He usually is up and eats much earlier. And he was over hungry and had ridden in the car all night and just had a massive meltdown. And I was trying to hurry up and order for him, and I didn't have the CAN card, but Johnny D's, the waitress recognized what was going on, and I still tear up when I think about it, that she offered, quick service, and she had his food out. We had just ordered and turned around and his food was in front of him. It was that quick. And so there are places that will work with you and help you to make vacations something that your family can do. It's wonderful that Myrtle Beach is doing this. If you're stuck at home, you don't realize that there's a world out there that wants to help you. Oftentimes, when you have a child on the spectrum, you do not know how they're going to react to things. When you do a new experience with them, it's always shocking to me that, you think your child's going to like something and then they don't. But for us, our son, who we call him Jack, he loves playing in the sand, and he loves the waves, running into the waves and having them crash against him, and the sound of the ocean. Last night I caught him standing at the sliding door for our room, and he was just watching the ocean. And the rhythmic waves, I believe, are really calming to him. I started blogging in 2009, and I named my blog A Mother's Random Thoughts. It's mothersrandomthoughts.com. And it really was just my way to process dealing with a child on the spectrum. And I would sit in my office and cry. And as I started to find hope and joy and the blessing in having a child on the spectrum, I started to share that, and it really resonated with people. The homeschooling and the travel and giving people hope. And so I started to focus on the hope and the joy that can be found. And it's no longer, I've kept the name of Mother's Random Thoughts, and it's no longer just random thoughts. These are thoughts from a mom who's been there, who goes before you and can offer you hope. One of the reasons a beach vacation is such a good starting vacation for families with children on the spectrum. You can rent a condo or a house, or the room we stay in. It's a 2-bedroom, has a kitchen. A lot of children on the spectrum have food difficulties, and so you can purchase the foods that your child will eat. A lot of times we have breakfast and lunch in the room, and if your child isn't responding well, to whatever activity you're doing, you can come back to the room easily and decompress, and it's a safe vacation. Whether you're just doing the beach and staying in the room or venturing out into a shopping area, it doesn't have to be high energy and lots of activities. You can keep it pretty low-key. My name is Patty Molaturno, and my blog is A Mother's Random Thoughts.